Okay, hello everyone, this is Raphael Malikian here, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing or previewing or going through, I suppose, a anatomy app which is called Google Body, produced by Google, the company probably best known for their search engine and their email products among other things. This is an anatomy program for Android mobile devices such as this Android tablet, which is a Acer A500 tablet computer. It's also available, I believe, for Android mobile phones, which are very popular. So I'm just going to go straight into the app now and talk my way through it. Never mind the focusing. This is the icon. It's a heart. Click on the body. Now, the first thing I want to show you is that if you look in the bottom right of my tablet, you can see the airplane logo. That means that the tablet is currently in airplane mode, so it's not connected to the internet. So this demonstration will be the same whether you're connected to the internet or not, which is perfect for anybody who either is in an area where there's intermittent internet connection, or if you're out of 3G or cellular service. So you open up the app, this is what you're faced with. You have a model in 3 dimensions, which you can rotate and zoom in and zoom out. So if I zoom in on the screen using a pinch gesture, you can move in and out, and as you get closer, you can then move the body around in different planes. That's the first icon at the top here, which is the icon of a person, and pressing that, I believe, will reset it back to that view. The next option you have is a view of the muscles of the body. So if I click on that, you can see it changes from a kind of surface anatomy view to a view of all the muscles. Again, you can zoom in and out as before. The difference here being that you can click on an individual muscle that you're interested in, and it will isolate that muscle and then allow you to view that in isolation, again in 3 dimensions, which is pretty cool. Again, you can zoom in and out, click in, click out to zoom on different parts of the body. Great for students, any kinds of students really, as well as for any physicians or healthcare professionals who want to educate their patients. Next button on the top there it looks like a bone, so it's the skeletal system. So we have a 3-dimensional skeleton which we can again rotate and move around. Similarly with the musculoskeletal or the muscular tab of Google Body, clicking on a bone will isolate that bone and allow you to rotate it in 3 dimensions, which, if you have an interest in physical therapy or orthopedics or rheumatology or trauma, it would be great to be able to explain to patients what the femur bone is, where the fracture has been, and what the implications are. It might also be useful for surgeons in planning operations to be able to describe what they want to do in 3D in planning approaches and things like that. Zooming in more, let's have a look what we've got here, looking at the skull. So it's not as advanced as some anatomy textbooks will be in terms of the breakdown of the skull. It's just the skull. It hasn't broken it down into being the frontal bone and things like that, or the parietal bone, but perfectly good enough considering this is a totally free app and it works without any internet connection. The next tab is a view of the organs of the body. So again, you can view them in 3 dimensions and rotate them around. This app seems to only be showing female anatomy. I haven't been able to find how to get male anatomy on here, which is fine as well, although that may be something I haven't investigated properly. So here we can view the GI system, stomach, liver, lungs, esophagus, trachea, what looks like a thyroid, and then the organs of the oropharynx. And what I thought was pretty neat is being able to view them from behind, because, interpreting CT scans and things, having an understanding of the 3D organisation of the body is really crucial. And other than that, the importance of it, I think it's pretty neat to be able to see the intestines from the back like this. It's a view we rarely get presented with in traditional anatomy textbooks. And as before, clicking on an organ, here's the ureter, the right ureter. It isolates it and allows you to again rotate it and look around and investigate it in 3 dimensions. So that's the 4th tab on Google Body. The next tab is a view of the heart and the circulatory system. I'll just zoom out so you can see the whole thing. Standard kind of thing. It has veins in blue and arteries in red. And as before, clicking on the individual vessel isolates it, so you can zoom in on it and see where it lies in relation to other vessels. What I thought was really neat here is be able to go up close and look at all the vessels of the brain, because more often than we'd like, people have strokes and things, and being able to understand, or better understand, the association of those vessels in the head is nothing but a great thing. So I'll click out, zoom in on the heart. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to say. You can view the pulmonary veins, which I think is great. Being able to understand how pulmonary embolism can be caused, and how an embolus could get into there, and why it would get into there, and why it would cause so much pain. So that's the 5th tab on Google Body. The final tab is a look at the nervous system. So we have the peripheral nervous system outlined extremely well, and as before, clicking on a certain nerve such as the tibial nerve, you can isolate it and explore it in 3 dimensions. I guess the most important nerve, not that any nerve is more important than any other one, would be the sciatic nerve, seeing as a lot of patients may suffer from sciatica following disc prolapses and things like that. So to be able to understand and explain to people what exactly a sciatic nerve is, where it runs relative to the body, using this free app which you could probably put on your cell phone if you have a Google or an Android phone, is extremely valuable. The only problem I found with this part of the app was I couldn't get into the actual brain. I was only able to view the dura mater, but that's not such a problem, which I'll show you in a minute. So that's the 6th tab in Google Body. What's nice, Google, obviously they're well known for their search engine. At the top there is a search bar where you can search for anything you like. So I'm going to search for medulla and see what comes back. So as soon as you start typing, it comes back with a list of suggestions based on what you started to type. Medulla oblongata, that's the one I was after. So here it goes straight to it, goes straight into it, isolates it, and then allows you, as before, to zoom in and out of it. If I search for cerebellum, just to see if we can visualize some of the central nervous system which we weren't able to before, beautifully it highlights it, isolates it from the rest of the model, and allows you to visualize it. If I zoom out, we can see it. Obviously, if you zoom in too much, it's almost taking slices, similar to a CT scan. So I wonder if I go back to the nervous system. Okay, there we go. So I need to. Here's what I was missing out on. I wasn't zooming in and out of the screen, if that makes sense, to be able to view different parts of the brain. So now I'm here. Can I see the hypothalamus or anything like that? Cerebral peduncles, okay. Hippocampus, optic nerve. So it's quite detailed. And on the top left is again an icon of the heart, so if I click on that, it goes back to normal, and you can go through each tab one by one. So you've got surface anatomy, let's put that in the middle for you, muscles, the bones, organs, the circulatory system and the heart, and also the central and peripheral nervous systems. So this is Google Body from Google. It's a free app which I'm demonstrating on an Android tablet device. It's a very good app, demonstrates anatomy nicely. It's, like I said, it's free, which is great. Did I mention it's free? Works without an internet connection, which is pretty cool considering it's from Google. I was thinking it was going to need or be reliant on an internet connection, and it's not. The only downside would be that it's not as detailed as a standard anatomy reference book. Anyway, this has been Google Body for Android. I hope you find this video useful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot. Bye.